Whether or not people on SNAP care, the Republicans definitely don't. The Democrats, well, the progressive left are the ones who are fighting for the services and for the programs that would and will help poor working Americans. No one should be working themselves so hard, working two, three jobs, and still not be able to make rent and feed themselves and have health care. Not to mention, childcare shouldn't cost anywhere near as much as it does. The Republicans don't care. The Republicans care about their rich donors. And yeah, a lot of the people who are Democrats, they also only care about their rich donors. But a lot of people who are on the progressive left have been in that situation, are in that situation. Anyone working 40 hours a week in any job should be able to afford childcare, rent, and feed themselves and just cover the very bare minimum basics without being completely broke. It doesn't help that the minimum wage, federal minimum wage, hasn't changed in like 20 years. Last time I checked, the average American can't even afford an unexpected $400 expense. And with the prices of everything going up, and not to mention how expensive things just are to begin with, how are people supposed to fix the vehicles that they need to get to work? How are they supposed to pay the security deposit for a new place to live if they have to move? I care very deeply about these issues, and so do the people who are being vilified as the radical left. The radical left wants everybody to succeed. Since COVID especially, the people who are the bottom 50% of the United States as far as income and resources has gotten poorer, while the people at the very, very top, the 0.1%, have gotten richer and richer off of the backs of our labor. The line that they use as the federal poverty line is way too low given how expensive everything has become. No one should be working 40 hours and going to bed hungry. That's not even accounting for the fact that there are a lot of people who would be eligible for benefits, but because of the way that the system is set up, they either don't know or are incorrectly turned away. America has the resources to make sure that everyone is fed and everyone has housing. The United States throws away something like 40% of all of the food that we create. And I'm not even sure if that 40% is before it gets to the sales point, at which point we throw perfectly good food away there as well once it reaches its sale by date, instead of it getting donated. And part of that is because certain places also won't take those donations. One of the things that I hear a lot about being against SNAP is because, oh, well, I go to the grocery store and I see people loaded up with their carts and then paying with SNAP benefits. Okay, well, one, the average household benefit is $330 a month. Second, it can be really hard for people in poverty to get to and from the grocery store. A lot of people on SNAP, and I know this firsthand because I've done it myself, only go to the grocery store once a month or go once a month for the big shop and then pick up a couple of little things throughout the rest of the month. My point is that it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. And unfortunately, we have an entire party whose MO is stoking the flames of division in order to make it seem like the people who have the least in our country are the ones who are the most greedy. And frankly, that's not true. And the last thing that I want to address is the fact that most households on SNAP have at least one working adult. And even then, they still cannot afford food and still are reliant on SNAP for at least some of their food budget. Like I said in that video, there are work requirements for SNAP. No one should be working themselves to the bone and still not be able to afford food.